you have the Commander 2, which I'm standing next to, and you have the Commander 1. The difference is one's a fairing bike, one's not a fairing bike. Just give you some simple information over the bike versus your Harley. Your starting switch is this power switch up here. It's not the black button down here. It's the power switch up on top to start the bike. Starter button's right here. Emergency lighting is right here. Everything's with one thumb. Okay, sirens, everything are right here. I won't blow your ears out, but right here's your whale and your whelp right here. Non-emergency switches are up above. Okay, what do we mean on non-emergency switches? They all come with cruise control. Over here, I can turn the headlight off, I can turn tail lights off, which kills my brake lights, everything. So I have a stealth mode. I can roll up on somebody in a parking lot. If I hold this button in, I will kill all lights on the back of the bike. When I go to take off, I'll of course be releasing this button. If I got to twist the throttle, I'll get rear lights automatically. If you do dump this bike today, which we hope you will, because you will see the safest motorcycle to ever come out in the police department ever. Turn the key off. You will hear a little bit of cycling. You have to wait about 20 seconds. You'll hear it cycling. That's the safety kill to kill the electric fuel pump if you dump the bike. Wait 20 seconds, you hear it click, 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 click. Then you can turn it on. You'll hear the fuel pump come on and you fire the bike. So that's if you do a dump. It doesn't always do it, but if all of a sudden you try and start it, it won't do it. Turn it off until you hear that clicking. Motorcycles, you all run the heel toe shifters on your Harleys. This has what we call a ghost heel shifter. It's off to the inside. So for those of you that can't dance and can't move your heel around, you might as well stick with a toe shifter. But this one, just move your heel a little bit to the left, kick it over. That's getting into, using your gears. Another nice feature I like about this bike is we have what we call a positive neutral. I can go to first gear, I can go to neutral. I cannot go to any other gear, first or neutral when I'm stopped. So let's say, okay, what if I got to push start it, which will never happen on a Victory, not like a Harley, but once the bike starts to roll, you can actually kick it into second gear. But you can only go first or neutral on this motorcycle when it's at a stop. You don't have to hunt anymore. Oops, sorry about that. That was my arm hitting the welt button.
That works.
It does work. Yeah, very loud. What kind of computers you guys running in your bikes right now?
Computers.
These boxes are set up for the U19 Panasonic. If you're going to, like, say, the large tough book or the Dell notebook, you want to go with a little bit bigger box that we got. It's about 2 inches long. The bikes are fully skidded. Now, gentlemen, when you dump your bike today, keep your feet on the floorboard. You will not get hurt. Okay? This bike is down. It won't go over any farther. It's not like a Harley or a Honda or anything else. It's down. Ride it out. So if you start to go down at 3 or 4 miles an hour in the cones, just let it go. It's going to go down. Now, if you're a real good rider, you just pop the throttle and stand it right back up. You won't be able to do that the first few times, but after a few times of doing it, you'll find pretty soon when you take this bike down, grab that throttle a little bit, and it will bring the bike right back up. You see these little wear pads right here? That's what you're running on, so don't worry about it. You're not hurting anything on the bike when it goes down. That's what they're there for. If you go to pick it up,
see the skid pad?
Yeah,
here's a full skid plate underneath here. You got skid pads on the floorboards, which you're going to use today extensively. We're going to send Bobby out to do a quick demo for you. When you go to pick the bike up, boys lift, no problem. You grab the top box because remember, ours is a steel box. Okay, it's not plastic. You're not going to rip it off. These are plate steels holding this thing on. So don't worry about bending or breaking. It doesn't happen on this motorcycle, gentlemen. Now let's look at the Commander 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to probably close the saddlebag lids and lock them down. They're a positive click lock bag, so when you close them, hey, you'll hear that click. But for demo purposes, we go ahead and lock them down. And so I just keep opening them and closing them, because what happens is if you do dump the bike, the lid could fall over and smack the ground. So we just go ahead and lock them once we get going. Commander 1, same features, except it does have stereo. So if you guys like to rock out when you're jamming out there, have fun with it.
We'll turn that off immediately.
See, come on, Dad. It's a traffic report.
It's just for practice, so that's all we use it for.
It's news. Listen to the news updates.
Again,
In case we're attacked.
the difference between the two bikes, besides the fairing, is that's a Code 3 equipped motorcycle. This is a Tomar equipped motorcycle. You can also order in a Wayland version, which is all either Wayland equipment, Tomar equipment, or Code 3. It does not matter to us which lighting package you want. There's price differences, of course, and everybody knows that Wayland's pretty proud of their product.
Forged bars.
If you'll notice on this bike, the difference between the two bikes are the forged steel bars up front on this one. You will see it is one of the safest motorcycles out there. That bar will not bend back. Tubular steel, of course, we all know it's you know, fairly weak, especially at the bend points. The nice thing about these bikes, this bar, if you like a windshield bike, bolts right onto that bike, and vice versa. Everything's interchangeable between the two models. Now, the one inherent problem you guys are going to see with this bike today that you are going to miss is there's no engine heat. So the cold winter mornings, just sitting there warming up your hands, it's not going to happen on a Victory. The benefit is, the hot summer days, you're not going to get cooked either. We're totally cooled motor. What we have right here is a cutaway of the engine. You'll see here, for example, with our overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder. Another benefit you'll gain from this motorcycle is our stator system and everything is outboard, okay? And we're flowing 5 quarts of oil through here. We do not have clutch failures. You will see at the end of the day with all you guys riding, and I don't know how good some of you are and some of you aren't, what you'll find today is the clutch took every one of you guys all day long, okay? These things are beefy. And speaking of clutches, what you're gonna find, the Victories have so much low end torque, you're talking 1,000, 1,200 RPM on the course. That's all the bike needs. It will actually, Bobby will demonstrate, he'll take his hand off the clutch, he'll run the whole course just letting the bike idle through the course. It's got so much low end torque, you don't have to sit there and go whoop, 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 whoop to try and make the turns. The bike will just run right through it. Some other attributes of this motorcycle that you'll like, 1 single drain point. 1 plug, 5 quarts of oil, your maintenance is done. Very simple, very straightforward. All Victories run the same batteries, same oil filters, everything for every Victory ever made. Very easy to maintain motorcycles. Belt system, to change a belt on a Victory, 3 Allen bolts on the outside here. You don't have to drop the swing arm or pull a primary apart. 20 minutes. We did a clutch job in Florida the other day on the track, 47 minutes with a non-mechanic. This outer cover comes off, 1 bolt, whole clutch pack slides right out. 47 minutes on the track and didn't spill a drop of oil. You're not going to have to do that, but that's how easy these bikes are to maintain.
What about adjusting the clutch? Can you adjust it?
There is a slight adjustment if you want. Now this one probably will because it's got 40 some miles, 50 miles on it just from yesterday. It's brand new. Right here, you see this? You'll adjust a little bit of free play in the lever.
That's it.
So if you feel that, hey, my friction zone's too far out for me, just let us know. It takes 2 minutes, boom, done. So just let us know when you're riding it, what you feel, but it's right there on the side.
Right there.
That's very easy to get to. Bikes are got full skid plates, so if you guys want to go jump over a parking block or something like that, have at it. You can't hurt these motorcycles. They are bulletproof.
And then what about the brakes? They're linked?
These right now are non-ABS. They're non-linked, okay? In the future, we should be coming out with them. So you don't have ABS today, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere going fast enough to worry about it. But if you want to do a couple runoffs and hammer the brakes, please do so. We'd like you to feel them. They're a really good braking system.
You think you're going to be coming out with a link system?
Well, we think. There's a lot of things I can't tell you today, but we think there's some really, let's put it this way, the braking system that comes out here, if you've ever ridden the Victory Vision, go ride it. And when you see an ABS system, that's the way it's supposed to work. I'm familiar, I own it, I own BMWs, I own everything. I'll tell you what, that Vision I can take from 120 down to nothing right now, and that bike is so stable, it's unbelievable.
What kind of swing arm you got?
We have a monoshock swing arm, cast aluminum. It's not square tubing. Very, very simple design. We've got a rear air suspension on the bike, totally adjustable. So if you're carrying a lot of weight, you know, packing bigger officers, whatever, smaller officers, you can adjust the PSI.
Want to show them the monkey jump?
I heard you got a monkey jump.
The bikes are very stable, okay? You won't do this on your Harleys, okay? These are true protective bars. They're not. There's no decoration on these motorcycles, gentlemen. If you want to look pretty, I don't know what you do. If you want to look like a badass, you buy a Victory. That's the difference. And this bike will take anything you can throw at it today. It is built tough. This bike will just service and service and service, and that's the difference with these bikes. So with that said, like you to get out there and ride. We're running a dual battery system, so you can leave lights on all day with these bikes. It will not affect the starting of the motorcycle. The dual battery system, the secondary battery runs all the emergency equipment, radios, lights, etc. So if you're on a point or something, working an intersection, you can leave your lights on.
Mike, we'll tell them about the indicator lights on the dash and the tender.
Well, what you'll get with this bikes, for example, is we tell you when the battery's going low in the top box, but we turn off one little blue LED light flashing up on the front windshield. That tells you now we're dropping below 11 volts in the top box. So if you're standing out there working and you see that light go down, you know this battery's now dropped below 11 volts. Pretty simple stuff. And then you have a charge indicator. As soon as you start the bike, it will charge up both batteries.
First thing that breaks off.
You have a dual battery indicator, our charger system right here. So if you're at home over the weekend and you had a computer, you want to leave everything on, you can plug into here and it will tender both batteries and keep all the electronics running.
No,
It won't plug in an extension cord.
It's below the spring now?
but the angle of the body is like.
How does that affect?
They got retractable wings that come out.
This bike right here, well, the other day we took it up. I put it at 115 on the cruise, took my hands off the handlebar and sat back. This is how I rode for about 12 miles with the cruise on at 115. Bobby was blown away. He goes, holy shit. He goes, I could never take my hands off the handlebar on my Harley.
So you don't have any
Let me ask you, the patterns,
My first day out of it.
these patterns for this bike, are they the same as the Harley?
Same as the Harley.
Nothing's different, you don't have to.
Here's what you're going to find with this bike. And Bobby, you got your helmet on? Just mount up. We're going to show you what you got to remember is we're a little longer than the Harley. We're longer than every bike out there. And if you're going to find the benefit today, especially if you can get out and run at any kind of speed or comfort, whatever. Lean angle compensates for all that. This bike is lean. The sensation you guys are going to have with your Harley today is the first thing you do when you get your Harley, you feel the board start to hit. You know you're getting at the limit of your lean angle. That sensation never comes with the victory. The first sensation is going to come out of your mouth is, holy shit, I'm going down. Okay? It just keeps leaning. What he's going to show you is, and as you saw when I laid this bike over, that's the maximum angle. It won't dump over. So go ahead and get it on the boards. And what we'd like you to do before you get into the problems, get comfortable. Get out here, get on the boards, bring the bike down. Feel comfortable, because that's what you're going to do when you run this course is lean it. So we'll have Bobby do a couple little exercises for you and show you. But just go out here and spin some on the board. And once you get comfortable with the lean angle and you know that you're not going to fall and get hurt, it actually becomes a fun ride.